What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another weather forecast here by Agent Weather Forecast, and this is going to be an update here on the chance for some significant severe weather, specifically mid this week here, watching between Wednesday to Friday, and even some severe weather possible throughout as well Friday. So we're really watching out from the mid to late this week for some severe weather to develop here. As well, we are going to see some storms even as early as today where we have slight risk. But we're mainly watching in portions of Dixie Alley here, including Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, that general region here of where we saw some severe weather last week. But the area of potential severe storms will be a little bit more towards the south here and a little bit more widespread here. But if you guys want to find out more information about this potential severe weather and whether it could possibly affect you, then be sure to watch the whole video. And if you want to stay tuned throughout this whole weather event, be sure to subscribe to the channel and the bell icon to get notified as soon as I post a video. And as well, if you like this content, be sure to smash that like button. But without further ado, let's get into the forecast. So this is a look here at the day one outlook, and as you see, the SPC has now issued, or has issued, since this morning, at least late last night, a slight risk here for much of northern Texas and as well portions of southern Alabama. The slight risk does include areas such as Dallas and Fort Worth, so we do kind of have a big widespread area of some severe weather. The tornado risk is very, very low at a 2% chance, but I would not rule out the possibility that we can get maybe like one or two scattered tornadoes. But again, if you win this 2% chance, I will still keep a close eye on the severe weather because, again, just because you're on a 2% chance does not mean you're not going to get a tornado. However, it's just going to be very, very unlikely. Now we have a 50% chance here for winds, which is a reason why we do have the slight risk now because we have a 15% chance, which is a slight risk for wind, and that's going to be, of course, issued in those areas where we have that slight risk in north central Texas and as well south central Oklahoma, and as well we do have now a 15% chance for significant hail within with a 2-inch diameter or greater within 25 miles of a point here in this general region here in that yellow. Again, we don't have a hatch risk for severe weather, so it's going to be very mild today. Probably the biggest threat in my opinion, most likely, of course, that the SPC does have wind and hail, but in general, I think definitely wind was going to be topping even the hail today. So really nothing too crazy today, but of course we gotta keep a close eye on as we do have a slight risk for a reason. Now looking into day 4 here. So day 4, of course, is kind of going through Thursday to Friday. So it's really all day Thursday into Friday. We're going to really be watching out for some big time severe weather, at least if we have in the SPC. So we already have a 50% chance for day 4 here. And this 50% chance already includes 15 million people. That includes New Orleans, includes Birmingham, Baton Rouge, Montgomery, and Shreveport, as well includes Houston, as well includes Alexandria, Mobile, Alabama, as well including portions of near Huntsville, Tupelo. So it's kind of a pretty widespread area here from Thursday 12Z all the way up to areas such as Friday 12Z. So very, very widespread. Like I did say, it's going to be really more toward the south, including the Gulf Coast here. So it's going to be including areas such as last Wednesday, including Mississippi and Alabama, but a little bit more to the west and as well a little bit more to the south. So going to be very watching out for some similar areas such as Alabama and Mississippi. But now that severe weather will even go as far east as the Florida Panhandle and as far west as areas like Galveston into areas as well much of eastern Texas. So we're going to really watch out because I would not rule out the possibility if we do get possibly maybe an enhanced risk. Obviously, since it is day 4 and by tomorrow be day 3, I would not rule out the possibility, at least maybe by day 2 or maybe even day 3, that we possibly maybe get an enhanced risk because I really think this could possibly be quite a severe event and definitely enhanced risk worthy. Here's a look here at the European model, and as you see, by getting to early Wednesday, we're gonna start seeing some severe storms carrying on that we're gonna be seeing here throughout the plains. That was going to carry on here into portions of the Gulf Coast here. So we'll kind of start to see those severe storms in off the Gulf Coast there, including Louisiana and Mississippi by Wednesday. But that'll carry on into as well into early Thursday. So we're going to be seeing kind of a big time frame between, I guess, Wednesday and Thursday. We'll be seeing those severe storms across portions of the Gulf Coast, and that's going to be including New Orleans, portions as well in Baton Rouge, as well in portions near Mobile, and to as well Gulfport. And then as we get into Thursday, that severe weather will continue now move more towards the north into Dixie Valley, including Alabama, Mississippi, making its way to Tennessee and portions of Georgia, and as well as some small severe weather, including portions of eastern Texas. So it's going to be a very widespread area where we have at least severe weather threat. And then getting to Friday, that severe weather starts to make their way towards Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, as well as some big time flooding. We do have a very strong, significant low pressure towards the Midwest. And that's going to bring some big time flooding costs across the upper Mississippi River Basin. And then it should all move out by really Saturday. So Saturday things should really calm down quite quickly. But the reason why this is going to be very favorable is because of the pattern we're going to be seeing here. So we're going to be seeing a pretty significant cold front here coming from the west, and as well a pretty significant warm front. So we're going to be kind of have possibly a dry line developing here as a result of the moisture we're getting from the south, with the warm air moving kind of to the north, and that cold air kind of moving to the south. So kind of like this and like this. So it's going to possibly be really watching out for a dry line here, and it's going to be really allowing for some favorable conditions for severe weather further to the east of that dry line here. So it's going to be very favorable, specifically for Thursday, as the cold air kind of makes its way more towards the east here. That's going to really allow for those really warm temperatures to get up to possibly in the 70s, and in some areas across far southern Dixie Valley, like Louisiana, into portions of the 80s. So it's going to be very, very warm and possibly favorable for some severe weather development. Temperature wise, it's going to really, like I did say, bring some 70s and 80s there. We're going to be seeing some mid 80s across portions of Texas, and these are going to be the highest for tomorrow. So we're going to be seeing really a widespread, at least a diverse area between the 60s to 70s across much of the southeast here. And now getting to Wednesday, it'll get most likely a lot warmer across these areas, now getting 70s all the way up to portions of the Ohio River Valley. So we're going to be seeing some very warm temperatures, specifically right there in the western Dixie Valley, such as Arkansas and Louisiana. And now getting into Thursday, that's kind of when that severe weather is going to get to its really max at this point. That's kind of the main day. We're going to possibly nearly get 80 degrees across Louisiana there, some 60s and 70s across much of Dixie Valley. So temperature-wise, it's going to be very favorable. And our warm temperatures on the severe weather risk will kind of maintain towards southwestern Dixie Valley into Louisiana and portions of Arkansas. So that's kind of where we have that 15% chance. And that's going to really allow for some potential higher Cape valleys. And then, of course, like I did say, things will kind of calm down by we get into Saturday. Things will most likely really calm down. Even though temperatures are going to be very warm, actually getting a lot warmer, getting nearly 80 degrees in Arkansas and in mid 70s and high 70s across much of Dixie Valley. And the severe weather is just going to really die off as it does move more rapidly to the east here. Looking at the Cape valleys as a result of those very warm temperatures, and that's going to really allow for, of course, another check on the mark, and that's going to be that check is going to be high Cape, or at least decent Cape values. So into Wednesday, we are going to be seeing some decent Cape values across eastern Texas and portions of Louisiana as a result of those really warm temperatures. Really nothing too, I guess, I wouldn't say related to severe weather. It's just because of those really warm temperatures, as well as a result of the really high amount of shear. But now getting to Thursday, that's going to start becoming a lot more severe weather related. We're going to possibly get just under 3,000 joules per kilogram across portions of north central Louisiana, and some widespread 2,000 joules per kilogram. And then getting later into the Mississippi there, furthering into Thursday, we're going to get as well some pretty good readings here into Mississippi around 3,500 joules per kilogram. And then getting to Friday, we'll kind of see anywhere from 500 to 1,000 joules per kilogram moving further to the east here. So in general, we do have some at least decent Cape values, specifically in the southwestern portion of Dixie Valley. Shear-wise, like I did say, going to be very favorable. So this is looking at a Wednesday here in the next 48 hours. So Wednesday evening, very favorable amount of shear. And then getting up to Thursday, that shear is going to continue to increase between Thursday morning and as well getting later into the afternoon hours. Or in the afternoon hours, we're going to be seeing a ton of shear across much of the Dixie Valley and just southeastern United States in general. So very widespread and very high shear values in the upper atmosphere. That'll continue into now Friday. We'll see the more severe weather towards Saturday. Friday across the southeast into Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee. And then it'll really die off rapidly by to the weekend here between really Friday evening. It should really all die down rapidly. To now looking at the actually amounts of precipitation here, we're gonna be seeing a ton of it, and it's gonna already start to really increase rapidly, mainly on Wednesday here. So that's kind of why Wednesday isn't the main day here. We want to start seeing a ton of precipitation and moisture just developing across the Gulf Coast here throughout Wednesday. That's going to all build up into Thursday, and the see just blows up by Thursday, really afternoon. A ton of moisture, a ton of precipitation, really little drier in the area, and that's going to be perfect here. That's also going to really allow for this big amounts of rain across a lot of the eastern United States, as far as the Midwest and as well portions of the Northeast here. So not just getting impacted across the southeast, but of course the severe weather will kind of stay towards the southeast. And then of course look at the humidity value is going to be very very high, getting nearly actually some areas up to 100% here. Perfect for severe weather, and just in general, we're going to be seeing anywhere from the mid 70s. Our lowest value is going to really be maybe 93 in Atlanta, and or actually 75 in Georgia, but really it's still pretty good numbers. But getting down to Thursday, it's going to be really good humidity number wise, as you see, and possibly get 96, 100%. So it's going to be very very humid, very wet, a ton of shear, some very good Cape Valley, at least for this time of the year, and very good temperatures. So all in general, we're looking at potential very favorable conditions for the upcoming brewing severe weather event.